You're watching Good Day Siouxland with Nick Wilson and meteorologist Ethan Foreman. From KCAU 9 News, this is Good Day Siouxland.
Well, good morning and thanks for waking up with us for Good Day Siouxland. We're so glad you're here on this snowy Friday. I'm Nick Wilson.
And I'm Ethan Foreman.
And my oh my, quite the conditions we had last night, even into the morning. How did things look?
Yeah, we got a little bit of a lull, but the snow is back and it's going to be coming down at a heavy rate the next few hours, and we are continuing to monitor the situation. Here's a look from our KCAU-9 studio camera right now. Just absolutely completely covered roads out there, and definitely not much traffic out there, and that's a good thing. We want to make sure those snow plows can get by. Some areas are waiting to have those snow plows out, including in Nebraska. And looking at our Cherokee camera, you could see that snow coming down at a heavy rate right now, and that is going to continue throughout the morning as we see blizzard-like conditions on the way for today, and those winds continuing to increase. Road conditions right now showing where that travel is not advised. As I mentioned, that's mainly focused in Nebraska, and that's where we also have snow plows that are going to be waiting a few hours to get out until the snow winds down a little bit. Then they'll get out and start clearing those roads. Some normal roads to the north, but that will likely change here very shortly. Your satellite and radar image shows that snow moving back into the region, and quite heavy, especially for our southern areas. We'll continue to monitor this throughout the morning and give you more updates. And I'll have more updates coming up in your full forecast.
Thanks, Ethan. And over here, you can see how the road conditions look right now from our live Storm Tracker 9, with blizzard warnings, wind chill warnings, and winter storm warnings in effect for much of the viewing area. Siouxlanders have a snowy and windy morning today, and that means many communities are back under a snow emergency. It's our top story this Friday morning. That list of communities under a snow emergency include Sioux City. At around 7 a.m. this morning, if you have a car parked street side, you'll need to move it to the even numbered side of the street. The same goes for South Sioux City as well. Other places currently under snow emergencies include Sergeant Bluff and Storm Lake, Iowa, Norfolk and Wayne in Nebraska, and Yankton, South Dakota. To check if your hometown is under a snow emergency and what you need to do in response, you can go to our website, that's siouxlandproud.com. And meanwhile, today's weather also means many Siouxland schools are closed today. That'll be the second or even third snow day this week for some students. But how do school officials decide when it's time to cancel classes? Well, KCAU-9 reporter Tyler Euchner spoke with administrators at two local schools to find out.
It takes a lot of thought and consideration for local districts to decide if they're going to have a snow day. With snow and hazardous conditions on the minds of many, school districts use a variety of tools to make the best decisions on whether to do an early out or a late start.
We pay attention to the weather forecasts, and if it indicates that something could be happening, we're up early in the morning, usually 5:30, driving different parts of the district. We generally try and make that decision by 6:30. That way the cooks haven't started preparing breakfast, and our buses are not out on the road yet.
The early out usually is a typical thing where something's forecasted and the chances are really close to 100% or whatever, or more likely it's a situation where it's already affecting us. The weather's coming down and we need to get things going.
District officials also consider the families of students when deciding to close the school for a snow day.
If it's obvious that conditions aren't going to improve, we're going to cancel. We always try and start with a 2-hour late start. We want parents, they have to find somebody to watch their kids, or they have to tell their work that they're going to be in late.
School officials told me it's sometimes a gamble predicting what the best course of action is when it comes to snowy weather.
It's frustrating just because it's so important that you get it right. And you don't want to fail. My responsibility is to get them to school and home safely.
There's a lot of unique situations and decisions that go into that, and we try and think about our parents and our families at every one of those decisions, but we also are held accountable to get a certain amount of hours and days in the school year.
Tyler Euchner, KCAU-9 News.
The list of schools that have already closed for today include South Sioux City Community Schools, Ponca Public Schools, MMCRU, and even some local universities like Morningside. For the full list, just go to our website, siouxlandproud.com. Well, the countdown to the caucus continues and candidates are getting ready. Why they're urging Iowans to get out and vote despite the extreme cold we'll be seeing on caucus day. That's still ahead. And here's a live look from our downtown Sioux City cam. Looking pretty snowy out there. Ethan will have your 9 on 9 when we come back. But first, here's a look back in today in history. On this day in 1959, Berry Gordy Jr. founded Motown Records in Detroit.